This is the story of a dog who changed how I understand love forever. His name was Loyal. And for 10 long years, he waited at a train station for a man who would never come back. It started on a spring morning many years ago. A construction worker named Miguel would catch the early train to the city every day. And every single morning, his golden brown dog would walk him to platform 3, watch the train disappear into the horizon, then trot home. But this dog was different. While other dogs forgot their routines after a few days, he never missed a morning. Rain or shine, sick or healthy. He was Miguel's shadow, his morning ritual, his 4-legged promise that said, "I'll be here when you get back." Then came the day that changed everything. One ordinary morning, Miguel kissed his dog goodbye, scratched behind those familiar ears, and said what he always said, "See you tonight, boy." The train pulled away. Miguel waved from the window. It was the last time they would see each other. Miguel never came home that night, or the next, or ever again. He had found a new job in the city, a new apartment, a new life. And in that new life, there was no room for a dog who represented his old small-town existence. Miguel moved on, started fresh, forgot. But nobody told the dog. The next morning, at the usual time, he was back at platform 3, tail wagging, eyes bright, waiting for a train that would bring back his human. The station workers tried to shoo him away. "Go home," they said. But where was home without Miguel? The house was just walls and silence. The train station was where love lived. So he stayed, day after day, week after week, month after month. The townspeople started calling him Loyal. Some brought him scraps of food. Others threw stones, annoyed by his presence. Children would dare each other to pet. The crazy dog who thinks his owner is coming back. But Loyal didn't care about their names, or their stones, or their pity. He had a job to do, a promise to keep, a love to guard. Every train whistle made his ears perk up. Every arriving passenger made his tail twitch with hope. Every shadow that almost looked like Miguel made his heart race, with the possibility that today, finally, was the day. The seasons changed around him like a time-lapse movie. Spring rains soaked his fur. Summer heat cracked his paw pads on the burning concrete. Autumn leaves fell like confetti around his patient form. Winter frost turned his breath to vapor as he slept, curled against the station wall. Year 3. Something beautiful happened. The station master, Carlos, started leaving blankets for Loyal during the cold months. "That dog has more faith than most humans," he told his wife. Maria, who sold newspapers by the platform, began saving her leftover sandwich crusts. "He's not waiting for Miguel anymore," she would say. "He's waiting for all of us to understand what loyalty really means." Local school children would visit with their teachers. They'd sit in a circle around Loyal, and their teacher would explain, "This is what it means to never give up on love." But as the years passed, I began to understand something even more profound. Loyal wasn't just waiting for Miguel. He was proving that love doesn't need to be returned to be real. He was showing that betrayal doesn't cancel out devotion. Miguel had thrown away their bond like yesterday's newspaper. But Loyal was protecting something sacred. Something Miguel had lost the ability to see. Every morning, Loyal was saying, "You may have forgotten me, but I will never forget what we had. You may have moved on, but love doesn't just disappear because someone chooses to abandon it." He became a living monument to devotion, a 4-legged testament to the fact that when you truly love someone, They never really leave you. Then came that Tuesday morning. After 10 years of waiting, 10 years of unwavering faith, Loyal walked to platform 3, like he had every day for a decade. But this time, something was different. He moved slower. His breathing was labored. Age had finally caught up with his determination. He lay down by the rusted rails, where he'd spent 10 years of mornings. The morning train approached, its whistle echoing across the platform, just like it had thousands of times before. But this time, Loyal didn't lift his head to watch for Miguel's face in the windows. Instead, he closed his eyes and listened to the familiar sound. One last time. The train passed. Loyal's breathing slowed. And then, peace. Carlos, the station master, found him there an hour later and rushed him to the vet, but it was too late. Dr. Rodriguez examined him gently, her hands trembling. "Why?" Carlos asked her, tears streaming down his face. "Why wait for someone who abandoned you? Why waste a whole life on a man who chose to forget you existed?" She looked up at him with eyes full of understanding and said words that changed his life forever. He wasn't waiting for a man. He was guarding love. That's what Loyal taught our entire town. True loyalty isn't a transaction. It's not about getting something back. It's a compass that points toward love, even when the world moves on. Some souls never stop believing you'll come home. Not because they're foolish, not because they don't understand reality, but because they know something the rest of us forget. Love is the only thing that survives everything. Loyal didn't waste 10 years waiting for Miguel. He spent 10 years proving that love never dies. He was never abandoned. He was chosen to be the guardian of something sacred. Today, there's a statue of Loyal at platform 3. Children leave flowers, lovers make promises, and travelers heading to the city pause for a moment to remember what real loyalty looks like. Because sometimes the most beautiful love stories aren't about being together. They're about never letting go. Loyal waited 10 long years not for Miguel to come back, but for all of us to understand that love is worth waiting for. Love is worth guarding. Love is worth everything. Even when it breaks your heart, even when it seems impossible, even when the whole world tells you to move on, some loves are worth a lifetime of faith. Loyal taught me that loyalty isn't about the person you're waiting for. It's about the love you refuse to let die. And that is immortal.